Okay, hi, this is John McCormick. I'm just going to do a quick overview of current Mac OS X. This is Mac OS with its most recent update, Yosemite, whatever way you like to say it. I kind of like Yosemite because, well, I grew up with Yosemite Sam cartoons. So this is not meant to be a comprehensive walkthrough, just a whistle-stop tour of some of the cool features, in my opinion, of Mac OS. Not an Apple fanboy by any means. My phone is Android, and I happily move between Linux, Mac and Windows on a daily basis depending on where I am and what I'm doing. For that reason, by the way, I really appreciate cross-platform tools. So standard on a Mac is a top panel, which kind of like Ubuntu's Unity holds the current applications menu as well as networking, date, battery info, etc. By the way, Finder in the File Explorer app for Mac is always running, so if no other apps are open or in focus, then the panel shows Finder's menu item by default. So here, for example, we can see it's showing a Firefox Dev Editions menu. If I click on the desktop, it changes to Finders. So at the right hand end of the top panel is the notification center. This features two tabs and can be customized with widgets. By the way, it also features a handy on-off toggle switch, kind of, do not disturb. So notifications, whatever you want, they'll pop up kind of up here as a little pop-up bubble, and you can action them with close or dismiss or whatever. And the top panel also allows access to Spotlight, which is a combined search and launcher tool. This is, by the way, also accessible. My preferred way of getting to it by command and spacebar key combination. That's, I use that regularly, often actually even when the program that I'm starting is right there on the dock. Don't know why, that's just me. The dock itself is kind of cool for me. I know they're not to everyone's taste and quite often a divisive love it or hate it thing, but I've always liked them. It's on the bottom edge of the screen by default, but they can be moved and would often be seen, for example, on the left hand side of the screen. On the right hand end of the dock you have stacks like downloads and so on. You can also add your own folders, and these can expand with a fanned or grid view, which is kind of cool. Actually, you can, you have a thumbnail representation of the folders on the dock. What I do actually is what's represented on the dock is whatever is the first file in the folder. So I'd often make some little thumbnail icon and then name that such that it is forced to be the first file shown in that folder. That way it shows up as the icon on the dock. So nice little pictographic representation of what's in that folder. Let's do trackpad gestures. So just going to swipe across here. Trackpad gestures. Okay, two fingers scrolling vertically. Quite handy within web browser pages, documents, or whatever. Swipe, two fingers across like that will move, as you can see, between forwards and backwards between browser pages you've been looking at. Swipe three fingers. I've actually done this a little while ago. Will actually move between workspaces. Now, I really like Mac's implementation of workspaces. Mac OS doesn't start with a default of 4 spaces or whatever. You can add them as you like. Incidentally, full screen apps behave like a workspace in their own right. So if I make Chrome full screen and then I move across here, there's an empty workspace at the moment. Dashboard and that. Okay. Two fingers, by the way, we're on the notification center a minute ago. Two fingers from off the trackpad coming on like that will also open the notification center. Okay. Three fingers vertically up will open mission control. Now that happens to be a full screen app, just going to minimize that. So if we've got an app or two open on the desktop and we go up, mission control, we see the current workspaces, open windows. We can actually move things between workspaces this way. You'll also notice if I go over here like this, I can add another workspace. If I hover over that, should be able to kill that. So I'm back to 2 in the dashboard. Okay, and 3 fingers vertically down, by the way, can bring up a pretty handy feature. For example, here I'm in Text Wrangler, which is a pretty cool text editor. It's actually the free one on Mac. If I go 3 fingers down, I can actually access recent docs in that. So that's pretty cool. Pinch, thumb and 3 fingers outwards. This I kind of like this. Don't use it a lot, but it's kind of cool. So clears off documents off the desktop. Kind of reveal desktop. That's nice. Pinch, thumb and 3 fingers inwards, like this. Reveal an app launcher. Now this is pretty much along the lines of iOS or Android and the app drawer thing on Android, say. So you've got similar functionality, you've got all your apps range. You can actually move them around, for example, like that. You can organize things into folders. That makes sense. Graphics design, that actually named itself automatically, figuring out what the apps were for. You can move it back out. And there we go. And you've got your search function there, like that. So that's some of the features that I think make Mac OS X particularly likable.